Crusaders 2-1. Stephen Lynch with a dreadful mistake, and eventually Johnny McGee with a simple finish. McGee's second was simple too, simply brilliant, diving in at the near post after another defensive mistake. Crusaders did hit back with a late consolation goal, Murray's corner scraping in at the near post, 2-1 to Linfield.
Up goes McGee. McCoosh gets it back in well. The flag stays down, and that's a great strike and a great goal for Linfield, scored by Robert Campbell. This new signing from Ards, ghosting in on the left hand side, given room, and a very, very efficient first time strike. Linfield piling on the pressure now, and that could go in. It's there. Richie Johnson, 2-0 to Linfield. Here's the new man Adrian Moore from Abbey Villa, and he was brought down, and the referee has given the penalty. It's the much travelled Ricky Simpson with the goal, 2-1. Can Ballyclare now complete the comeback? The last chance perhaps with the corner. Up goes McGaggy, but it's Doherty, gets the header, and that's 1-0 to Linfield. And Portadown perhaps with cause for complaint. Watch Keenan and McGaggy there, impeded was he? The goal stands. And that's a good nod forward too. And now here's Martin McGaggy, Johnson in the centre. Here's Johnson, and it's 2. Richie Johnson has made it Linfield 2, Portadown 0. A great break by the Blues, and in the space of 2 minutes they've scored twice, and Portadown are absolutely stunned. McKeever. Russell. That's a good ball for Murray. Cohen, 2-1. Great finish by Steve Cohen. A really typical finish from the Scotsman. He gets the half chance, and more often than not, he scores. Meehan. Casey moving into a good position, and here is Casey, and that is 2 each. And watch Doherty at the near post here. He made the mistake, and it gave Casey the opportunity, and didn't he take it well? Johnson. Beatty tries to set McGaggy away, and a mistake from Davidson. And now here's Lindsay Curry. Curry! Delightful goal by Lindsay Curry! And that is the class we all know that he has. And at the vital moment, the substitute produced it, and Linfield are in front. Now, and here's Cairns. Good effort. Johnson. Campbell goes on a run, and what a good run it is too. Out comes Smith, and Campbell capitalises on the mistake. At last the Linfield fans can rejoice, and let's watch it again carefully here. Mark Smith came out, decided to come, couldn't clear, and no problems at all for Robert Campbell. Campbell for Beatty, that's a good ball. Chance for Linfield here, Johnson! 2-0 to Linfield. Stephen Beatty released, and an easy finish for Richie Johnson. No chance for the Ards defence there.
Linfield were spot on at Windsor Park, beating their great rivals Cliftonville 3-0. Glenn Hunter put them on their way with this header after 20 minutes, which deflected past Rice to the net. 4 minutes before half-time, the points were in the bag when the impressive Lee Doherty fed Campbell and met his cross for a sweet goal. After that, we had the ugly face of Ulster sport, with a section of the fans obviously not too concerned about the match, although to be fair, wiser heads within the crowd did get the situation settled. After 63 minutes came the third goal. Rice made a mess of the clearance, and Campbell's quick thinking even caught out our cameraman. 3-0 then to Linfield, and more cause for celebration when Stephen Baxter came on the park for his...
At Windsor Park, Linfield recorded their first victory over Glenavon in 3 seasons, and the Blues nearly took the lead 30 minutes into the second half, the post just keeping out Jonathan McGee's header. Linfield just couldn't find a way past keeper Robbie Beck, but nevertheless they still took the lead when Glenavon defender Michael McKeown nodded the ball into the top corner. Any striker would have been proud of that.
His night. This was the first of 4. The match was over. Or was it? Linfield came back after the break with a couple of replica goals, Greg Davidson's mistake, Lindsay Curry's enterprise and Glenn Hunter's finish. A few minutes later it was Davidson's mistake, Curry's enterprise and Hunter's finish. And if you think Linfield's goals were repetitive, watch Portadown's. 4-2 it was when Lamont boobed and the ball bobbled off Cowan's head. 5-2 soon afterwards from yet another corner. And now the quality of slapstick in the Linfield defence was becoming Chaplin-esque. Strained the touch, Lamont hit the banana skin, and the Blues' embarrassment continued with Cowan's hat-trick, his 100th goal for Portadown. A late Cowan penalty made it 7-2.
When Ricky Wade shaved the upright, and Robert Campbell scored the vital goal, his strike sealing 3 points for the Blues and taking their unbeaten run of matches to 6. Standard of soccer at Windsor certainly wasn't scintillating, but the excitement was most definitely exhilarating and the fouls frequent. Only 4 minutes had elapsed before the first goal, Mark Anderson pouncing for Linfield after a mistake by keeper Robbie Beck, a dream start for the nephew of manager Trevor in his first starting appearance. 11 minutes later though it was 1 each, Stephen McBride with the free kick and Trevor Williamson catching out a sleeping defence and a baffled Wesley Lamont. And some more poor marking from a set piece allowed Glenavon to edge in front, Glenn Ferguson with a free but well placed header. 4 minutes into the second half, the Blues levelled the game, a quickly taken free kick by Rab Campbell, and absolutely no doubt about the penalty, Dean McCulloch hacking down Noel Bailey for Lee Docherty to make it 2-2. However, it was another set piece which put Glenavon in front minutes later, Keith Percy flicking the ball past Lamont, who helped it on its way. Indeed, it was Percy's quick reflexes which helped weather a Linfield onslaught 8 minutes into injury time and ensure a Lurgan Blue victory, the late replacement for injured captain Paul Burns superbly clearing off the line twice. And that only left time for the final whistle, 3-2 to Glenavon, on course for...
Meanwhile, another southern signing was in the limelight at Windsor Park. A warm welcome there for former Shelbourne striker Desi Gorman, who made his debut in promising fashion, his busy performance causing numerous headaches for comrades keeper Paul Prentice. As it turned out, it was a day of target practice for the home side. They were unlucky not to score with attempts from Ian McCush and Richie Johnson. The dam burst though in the 24th minute, ironically an own goal from David Edis. And minutes later, Philip Nell Corner found Richie Johnson, who popped it at Prentice. 20 minutes later, Gorman and Prentice again in the thick of it. A replay shows that Desi Gorman, or is it Desi Orchid, clearly jumped. Prentice's angry target practice earning him the red card. Lee Docherty cleanly struck the penalty. And then Richie Johnson added to Ballyclare's misery, his second of the afternoon. He slotted away the cross for a 4-0 win.
Too many would have tipped Linfield for the title, but they're in second place, Richie Johnson's goal putting them on their way to a 4-0 win over Cliftonville. Number 2 was a first for new boy Desi Gorman, the striker who's proving to be a big hit at Windsor since his arrival from Shelbourne a few weeks ago. A third before half-time was touched in by Lee Docherty, and another from Stephen Baxter keeps Linfield in the championship.
And on John Easton, referee Norman Cowie had no option. 3-0 down at the break, the Rays never had any chance of getting back into the game, and Linfield grabbed their 4th after this neat build-up and a superb cross from who else but Gorman, and Baxter was there with a superb header. Linfield unbeaten in the league since Trevor Anderson took over in October, and now just a point.
2 months ago, Linfield have remained unbeaten in the league. Indeed, over the Christmas period, the Blues accumulated 10 points from a possible 12, including an accomplished victory over Glentown on Boxing Day. Surprisingly though, it's not the Blues strike force that has solely contributed to this success. Indeed, there are some unsung heroes in the side.
The back four have done really well.